formulating the formless mind into specific forms. It doesn't start formed. We formulate it. That's what creates our thoughts and images in our mind. But they are not alive like the archangelic thought forms, the plants, the animals, the insects. Archangelic thought forms are alive and reproduce. Human thought forms cannot reproduce. No computer ever, made any materialization of a thought form of a human being has never made another copy of itself. No cars don't make more cars. All the archangelic thought forms materialize, create more. They're alive. It's because they have the use of the creative ether. We don't. If we had it, when we have it in self-realization, we will be able to do the very same thing. And a lot of times, masters who have become self-realized, they are able to do this. And they do it to help people. So they may materialize a dog that pulls a boy out of a pond and then the dog disappears. And they do that because they don't want to cause phenomena and sensationalism. If a person did it, the press would come and they would interview. They don't want that. They just want to help where they're needed. So they create forms. Sometimes they visit us in animal forms, like maybe white eagles or something. Okay. So our human thought forms just have a kind of living existence. They're not life. But because they were made of life, and the mind is enlivened by life itself, the mind is alive. But our thought forms are enlivened by the mind. So what we make of the mind only has a living existence, but not life itself. We have so many images imprinted in our subconsciousness, ready-made blueprints of countless forms, and we imprint them and store them subconsciously all the time. So when we meditate, either consciously or subconsciously, we are formulating these mind into these certain personal thought forms. And this is another big difference between human and archangelic meditations. Human beings are borrowing the supersubstance of the mind to form it into their creation. The archangels are emanating the mind from themselves, this supersubstance, directly, from their own divine nature. And that's what a self-realized person will be doing too. But the archangels, they can't formulate it into something personal like we do. We can formulate it into something personal because we have free will. They don't have free will. They have a programmed, their life is programmed. They volunteered to be in a certain order to do a certain work. That's it. They can't create a personal thought form, nor would they want to. Another big difference is when the humans create a thought form, they automatically imbue it with emotion. We can't have thought without emotion or emotion without thought in it. But the archangels, when they create a thought form, they put no emotion in it.
Do they have psychical bodies?
Sure. Yeah, they can come and they can make a material body too. And they do. And that's what said it wasn't that infrequent that they do it. But and I think I've seen them sometimes. Sometimes there's something going on. You have to be very aware of this. But sometimes you can see them, and they just have a light. Their face, their body, they look like everybody else. But there's something about their presence that's really different. But they don't reveal it, of course, to most people. Okay. So we got to think of this formless supersubstance of mind like raw ingredients that get brought down and used by an archangel or divine being through their meditation into thought, or a series of thoughts to achieve a purpose. In other words, to formulate an idea. But when I say idea here, I don't mean like, oh, I have an idea. These are ideas coming from the archetypal ideas. They dress it, they formulate it. So it's everywhere in space and all the universe. But the psychical substance, well, first of all, the noetical supersubstance is absolutely everywhere. The noetical substance is everywhere in the universes. The psychical substance is not everywhere in the universes. It's in and around matter, material things. It's not everywhere. And again, when we're talking about an archangelic entity being, I should say, has a thought, that thought is not a result of duality, like the human beings. Our thoughts are a result of duality. Their thoughts are a result of the divine will. They just will it. They don't have to think about it like we do. They will it. And when we kind of concentrate and meditate as the inner self, immediately our personality interferes to disrupt what we're trying to create in thought. We're bombarded by a massive number of thoughts, which arise from our subconscious mind. You've all noticed that. You know, you drive to a meditation event and you sit down and say, oh, I wonder if I can do this meditation. And you're sitting there, wow, it's not that comfortable, my leg hurts. Or maybe I shouldn't meditate now. You know, I came over here, I shouldn't have driven over here. Oh, but I did drive over here. Maybe I should have stopped at the bathroom before I got here. Then that reminds you, oh, I need to change the oil in the car. And that reminds you got to wash and wax the car, and then you got to remember that the dog's in the car, so you got to wax the dog sometime too. Wash the dog. So one thought triggers more and more and more thoughts. So pretty soon, you're so far away from your meditation. In fact, you're not meditating at all. You're thinking with your eyes closed. That's what it is. In the case where you, as the inner self, decides to meditate, your personality self interferes. Maybe complaining about the conditions. It's too hot to meditate. I'm too tired to meditate. I'll do it later. All these things come up. It's just trying to dissuade you from the set path your inner self said, I should meditate right now. I want to meditate right now. Then all this distraction comes in. So what can you do? What do you do? Well, you have to insist on concentrating. What's going to happen? They keep coming. Not once, twice, but lots of times. But you feel this good motivation from your inner self, but again, the personality is like fighting it. So all you have to do is keep insisting over and over, and your inner self will definitely win. But you have to endure that process of struggle. And no matter what kind of meditation we do, distracting thoughts come, and always, to everybody. Now, I don't know if you've ever had a bad meditation. Probably had some good meditation, but sometimes you have a bad meditation. But you know, one of just the most amazing thing is, whether your meditation is really great or just awful and you're uncomfortable the whole time, you always feel better when the meditation's over. Isn't that amazing? Think of these thoughts entering our conscious mind when we're trying to do something like meditate as illegal aliens crossing the border. What to do? Honestly, we really need to build a wall between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. It's going to be a big, beautiful wall, and we're going to get the subconscious to pay for it. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. We'll get the subconscious to pay for it by programming it with auto-suggestion. And the subconsciousness will obey and start to erect this wall that blocks the movements of thoughts into our minds. Auto-suggestions like, when I sit to meditate, no unnecessary thoughts will come into my mind. My mind will remain clear and attentive to my meditation. Write down those auto-suggestions. Write them down in big capital red letters and read them to yourself a couple of times every night before you go to sleep when your subconsciousness is more porous. This is why we only want to have positive thoughts, because those are programming our subconsciousness. One of the purposes of meditation as an undisturbed inner self is to be able to concentrate properly, to be able to quiet down the mind, quiet down your personality self, to be able to progress toward wisdom. If we can't fully concentrate without being disturbed, we as a personality cannot be uplifted and reach the inner self, where we get the answers we need, because the inner self already knows everything, and it will teach it to the personality self accordingly. Yeah. Any questions?